I've talked a lot about writing, but I figured you guys would like some proof that yes, I am actually a writer. And here are some of the books that I have out. You will hear me referred to as the creator of the Roadhouse Sun series, which begins with this book here, Dangerous Gambles. It is set in 1978, and that's about the only part that you would be able to relate to, because it's an alternative history as well as an espionage novel. And it begins on a sunny summer's day in 1978 when the whole world went to hell. And the United States and Soviet Union do end up going to war, but it remains conventional and always has the threat of going hot. That started a series, and I have planned a 7-part series. There are 4 books in that series that are out now. 5th one, we are working with a new publisher, which I hope to have that one released this year. Not only that, I am looking into reissuing the series that we have now, Dangerous Gambles, Renegade, Cold Front, and Codename Wanderer. And then I also spent a little bit of time, actually 35 years, pursuing 2 of my other passions. 1, history, and 2, specifically the history of my hometown. And this isn't your dry New England local history that goes, in 1805, so-and-so built a shingle mill in the house where so-and-so lives now. Historically accurate, probably fascinating to the 6 people who have any idea who the 2 so-and-sos are or where the second so-and-so lives. But for somebody in San Diego, Barcelona, Zimbabwe, Antarctica even, they'd want a little bit more detail. Why did so-and-so build a shingle mill there or a sawmill or whatever it was? What was his life like? What was his family's life like? And so this is an anecdotal history. I spent all the time from when I was in high school in 1982, spent the next 35 years working on this, collecting letters and diaries and notes and stories and interviews and everything with all kinds of people. And I was finding out all of the stories behind the history. People that later on would become very prominent and established, going through a winter not knowing how they were going to eat, and the mother having to go out into the field and dig up seed potatoes so that they didn't starve, and young children trying to get an education and go to one-room schoolhouses. And I came across some really interesting people. You know, if you grow up in Vermont, you know that we were heavily involved in the Civil War. And I knew that Burke, my hometown, sent a lot of boys to serve in the Union Army and Navy during the Civil War. That was pretty much it. But I got a hold of the roster of Vermont soldiers in the Civil War, and I started reading about their companies and their battles, and who got wounded, who got discharged, who was paroled, who was disabled, and everything else. So this one, actually, I'm really excited about because we are about to do a second printing. The first one has sold out. It's out of print, and I'm getting a lot of requests for a new version. So keep your eyes peeled because we will be reissuing this. I've got some new information. I might try reformatting, putting in some pictures that I have. And it's really exciting. And I'll be reformatting and reissuing these books here. And you can get on the link that we'll post at the end of this video, telling you where you can order the books. At lulu.com, that's the best place. 2023 is already shaping up to be pretty exciting because not only do I have these books already written and published and available, I have just sent off my latest book, which is a murder mystery, drawing on my history as a professional wrestler, off to the editor, and I have some leads on publishers. And I have some new publishers for these books, this one, and I am sitting down discussing with an editor and possible agent over a new book that I have outlined and just started. So yeah, 2023 is going to be pretty exciting, and I'm glad you can share it with me.